What's your service? Everything your hands. What's the scripture that talks about the daughters that they were given to the temple? Not joking. What was this game? Oh, what is this game? Okay, we ready? It's turned on? Let me get it. Is it live? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got a couple. You didn't check what you said. I'm she's right. No. All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is the day that the Most High has made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it. Just wanted to say that we are so thankful, we're so grateful to be able to make it to another Sabbath, to be able to worship the Most High in spirit and in truth, because we don't take this lightly. There's many times that people don't have an assembly to be able to worship with, or even have people in their assembly that are worshipers to be able to usher in the spirit. So we just want to invite everyone to come and to, give all honor and glory to the Most High through His Son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Be strong in Yahuwah and the power of His might. Be strong in Yahuwah and the power of His might. Be strong in Yahuwah and the power of His might. Put on the whole work of the enemy. Standing in the enemy. So not against flesh. So not against blood. But it's the darkness. But the warmth of Elohim. Be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Put on the whole armor of Elohim to stand against the enemy. It's so not against flesh. It's so not against flesh. But against the rulers of darkness. It's the whole armor of Elohim. Be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Put on the whole armor of Elohim to stand against the enemy. So not against flesh. So not against blood, but against the rulers of darkness. Put on the whole armor of Elohim. 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 One more time. Be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Strong in Yahuwah and in the power of His might. Put on the whole armor of Elohim. Stand against the enemy. So not against flesh. So not against blood. But against the rulers of darkness. Put on the whole armor of Elohim. 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 Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. Hallelujah. To you, oh yeah, we did compile. We say you are Elohim. For you were our shelter and strong tower against all our enemies. Yeshua, amen. You reign forever. Yeshua, amen. You reign forever. To you we cry, we're not ashamed. When we cry to you, you heard our voice. You delivered our souls from the storm. You did show unto us your grace. Yeshua, amen. You reign forever. Yeshua, amen. You reign forever. You did rejoice our hearts with your strength. You did give unto us. Give unto us your Yeshua. Rejoice our hearts with your strength. Give unto us. Give unto us your Yeshua. Yeshua, amen. You reign forever. Yeshua, amen. You reign forever. You did rejoice our hearts with your strength. You did give unto us your Yeshua. Rejoice our hearts with your strength. Did give unto us your Yeshua. Yeshua, amen. You reign forever. 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 Amen. You reign forever. Amen. When I call, hear me when I call, oh, Elohim, my righteousness. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Hear me when I call, oh, Elohim, my righteousness. Mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Standing hearts in night, commune with your whole heart. Upon your bed and be still. Still I. Standing hearts in night, commune with your whole heart. Upon your bed and be still. Still I. Hear me when I call, oh, and oh, my righteousness. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hear me when I call, oh, and oh, my righteousness. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Offer the sacrifice of righteousness and put your trust in Yah. Offer the sacrifice of righteousness and put your trust in Yah. Hear me when I follow and I'm my righteousness. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hear me when I follow and I'm my righteousness. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You have put more joy in my heart than they have when there rain and wine about. You have put more joy in my heart than they have when there rain and wine about. In peace I will both lay down and sleep, for you alone, oh yeah. In peace I will both lay down and sleep, for you alone, oh yeah. Make me dwell in safety. me when I follow and Lord, my proud tested. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hear me when I follow and Lord, my righteousness. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Joy in my heart that they have when their grain and wine abound. You have much more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. In peace I will both lay down and sleep, for you alone, oh Yah. In peace I will both lay down and sleep, for you alone, oh Yah. Make me dwell in safety. When I fall, hear me when I follow, and Lord, my righteousness. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Be when I follow, and Lord, hear me when I follow, and Lord, my righteousness. Have mercy upon me and hear my prayer. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
You know, eat the live show back in. I'm telling you, don't do it. Microsoft got 4 standing ones. I know, right?
you always provide. You can do no wrong. Always follow on. You can do no wrong. Always follow on. Always follow why. Always follow why. Always my love
I know. He was like, I know, right? That Togolese. Togolese, my bad. Togolese. Between Togo and Lebanese. Oh, okay. He's like, I don't even know. He's like, it just happened. He just disregarded it. I don't know. It's just weird. Weather phenomena.
Oh, give thanks. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah. Oh, give thanks to Yahuwah. For he does good Join it. I don't know it doors forever. Oh, be not. Oh, no, it doors forever. Oh, be not. Thanks to Yahuwah, thanks to Yahuwah, for his mercy, we are ready. We are ready. We are ready. What you say, we go. Oh my God. What you say, oh my God. What you say, we go. Oh my God. We are ready. We are ready. What you say, people do. You wait for these guys.
5 minutes.
Oh, my guys.
Oh, wait.
It's really but you know, but I feel like drive out.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah. Hey, can y'all hear me? Right? I didn't even think about it. Like when I transitioned, I automatically turned the sound back on, right? Or no? Yeah, you did not mute or no? No, I didn't mute. I didn't mute anything. You already. Does that one work? Does it work? Yes, I hear you. Okay. I'm on. There you go. La la la. La la la. La la la. Yeah, you have to turn it on. It's got to be E0 and P0, correct? It's right. Yeah, it's turned on. La la. Okay. Also, the speaker itself. So it's la. Okay. There we go. E0. Yep. E0, P0. We can hear you though. Yeah, we can hear you. It'll be okay. Yeah. You'll adapt over time. Yeah. You gotta correct it. Like everyone like I'm in the stadium.
It's on the microphone.
Well, no, I did. It's on the other one. If the other one's not set, it'll do the same thing. Who has the second mic?
Oh, I just thought
You gotta put yours on E0, P0. Because mine is, but I like I see the echo. Mine is E0, P0.
me. It's just one year, whatever.
Maybe it's because like that one is on. Oh, it's not even on? That's weird. Okay, that's better. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. So, Shalom Salawam, it's your Aki Ori again. Just saying what's up. Today's lesson is the nations of Yashar'el and Esau. That's it. And here we go. This is something that is commonly skipped in people will skip in the Christian church. I know this because like in our line by line series, it was just a part of. We're just following a pre-made study guide that a fellow believer made, but he goes 34, 35, 37, like that. So we cover 36 because this is important. So it distinguishes, and some of what we're gonna go over is gonna help put some pieces together as to why even certain Edomite tribes don't get along, even in the modern day. And this is all just going like the current strife that they have right now is going in accordance to Bible prophecy. So everything that was put on Israel now being put on Edom. But as you see, as we progress, a couple of the caveats we're going to cover is going to help to explain why certain Edomite tribes don't get along. Good. Not going.
Check the what's the light. Put the jig button in the middle. Make sure you see a laser within the side.
No laser.
Then on the side, look it's on.
Oh, that was probably it. I thought it was on there. There you go. Okay. Now. Ta-da. Okay. Further sifting of nations. In what city did Yaakov receive his name change from you? And I'm gonna go ahead and help you out. It's we're starting off in chapter 35 of Genesis. Chapter 35. Let's see. All right.
The song that went off there.
Well, I was gonna give you-
Right here, what it says, but I mean.
There you go. It is. Who wants to get the first 15 verses of chapter 35?
Yes, sheet 35, 1 through 15. Let me see if there's gonna work again. Let's see. There you go. All right, Genesis 35, just 1 through 15, verse 1 through 15. Elohim, I'm reading out the second. And Elohim said unto El Yaakov, arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make there an altar unto Elohim. And make there an altar unto Elohim that appear unto you when you fled from the face of Esau your brother. Then Yaakov said unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange Elohim that are among you, and be clean, and change your garments, and let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto Elohim, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the way which I went. And they gave unto El Yaakov all the strange Elohim which were in their hand, and all their earrings which were in their ears. And Yaakov hid them under the oak which was by Shechem. And they journeyed, and the terror of Elohim was upon the cities that were round about them, and they did not pursue after the sons of Yaakov. So Yaakov came to Luz, which is in the land of Canaan, that is Bethel, he and all the people that were with him. And he built there an altar and called the place El Bethel, because there Elohim appeared unto him. And when he fled from the face of his brother, but Deborah, Rivka's nurse died, and she was buried beneath Bethel under an oak, and the name of it was called Alon Bakus. And Elohim appeared unto El Yaakov again when he came out of Padah Aram, and blessed him. And Elohim said unto him, your name is Yaakov, your name shall not be called any more Yaakov, but Yashar'el shall be your name. And he called his name Yashar'el. And Elohim said unto him, I am El Shaddai, be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of you, and kings shall come out of your loins. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to you I will give it, and to your seed after you will I give the land. And Elohim went up from him in the place where he talked with him. And Yaakov set a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon. And Yaakov called the name of the place where Elohim spoke with him, Bethel.
There you go. There's your answer. Bethel. That is the place where Yaakov received his new name change paperwork. Right. The next one. And where was Benjamin born and Rachel was buried? Where was Benjamin born and Rachel buried? Close, but let's go ahead and clarify it. Who wants to get verses 16 through 20 of 35? You want to get it?
And then we go to something else.
All right. Pass it, Mike.
And they journeyed from Bethel, and there was a little way to come to Ephrathah, and Rachel travailed, and she had hard labor. And it came to pass, when she was in hard labor, that the midwife said unto her, Fear not, you shall have this son also. And it came to pass, as her soul was in departing, for she died, that she called his name Ben-Oni, for his father called him Benjamin. And Rachel died and was buried in the way of Ephrathah, which is Bethlehem. And Yaakov set a pillar upon her grave, that is a pillar of Rachel's grave unto me.
There you go. So Benjamin was born in Bethlehem, and then Rachel was also buried there. And it's interesting as we're going to continue to read throughout the entirety of the book that Mashiach himself was born in Bethlehem. So it ended, or at least the completion of the patriarchs was completed in Bethlehem, and then the, I guess, perfection of it would be maybe its debut in Bethlehem as well. Go ahead.
I was just thinking when we first read it, where as I was reading and it said Bayith, that we know that that's the house of Yah or house of God, right? And then she passed away at where it's called the house of bread. And so I find that to be very interesting that both of those places are very significant, right? That he would say that this is the house of El or God to people that don't know Hebrew, right? Because we're saying these names and they may not know. So then when we say Beit Lechem, meaning bread, then I just find that to be a very beautiful theme that it's the house of Yah and then bread.
And then Mashiach is what? The bread of life.
There you go.
It's huge. Most High to keep rolling.
Nothing that he does is
By chance.
just cause. Yeah.
How old was Isaac when Yashar'el and Esau laid him to rest? You take his eyes into them.
Really old. It must be really old.
Correct. That is
The twins are 60 years old. Yeah. And then he was gone for 20 years. But they grew up, then he was gone for 20 years. He was old. 20.
Let's find out.
100 and something?
That answer to what? Yeah, he definitely over 100. Let's find out that answer together. All right.
Charmin has one.
Go ahead. Rock the mic.
And Yashar'el journeyed and spread his tent beyond Migdal Peter. And it came to pass when Yashar'el dwelt in that land that Reuben went and laid with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Yashar'el heard it. Now the sons of Yaakov were 12. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn, and Shimeon, and Levi, and Yehudah, and Yiscah, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin. And the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's handmaid, Dan and Naphtali. And the sons of Zilpah, Leah's handmaid, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Yaakov, which were born to him in Padan Aram. And Yaakov came unto Yitzhak, his father, unto Mamre, unto Kiriath Arba, which is Hebron, where Abraham and Yitzhak sojourned. And the days of Yitzhak were 140 years, which are 180 years. And Yitzhak gave up his ruach and died, and was gathered into his people, being old and full of days. And his sons Esau and Yaakov buried him.
There you go. He's 180. And that's how you know the Most High was rocking with him for. Not only because, it was a promise that was passed down to Abraham, but the fact that he exceeded what was put a cap of 120 years for average human, lets you know that, Okay, he had work to do, and once he fulfilled it, Most High called him. There you go.
And they still had to come together to bury their dad.
Yeah.
No choice.
What happened? Oh, dang, that dang.
That's true because they don't know what.
All right. Well, anyway, I seen that. Should Amalek be the head tribe of Edom based on birthright? We're gonna read that now. There you go. Because I want to skip ahead. But should Amalek be the head tribe of Edom based on birthright? And we're talking about in the modern day sense, because in the modern day, the tribe of Amalek are the ones that control all the major financial sectors, entertainment sectors, and any major commerce of the world. So that's not me in charge of that.
Brother,
Yeah.
there was one more question on the other side.
Yeah.
What?
I think you skipped,
Yeah,
your phone was on the.
Oh,
There you go.
my bad. Okay, never mind. So we go back to that. Where did Esau call home after leaving Canaan? Where did he call home after leaving Canaan? Because him and Yaakov essentially grew up in the Canaan / modern day Israel area. But once he got older and got his bride and stuff, he decided to go to a place that's high up in the rocks. That must be a real passage. Right? Who wants to be the first 9 verses of chapter 36? Come on. All right.
He has the story to
Go right ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 36, starting at verse 1. Now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives of the daughters of Canaan, Padah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Ahilton, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Bashenath, Ishmael's daughter, sister of Nabajoth. And Adah bore to Esau Eliphaz, and Bashenath bore Ruel, and Ohilibamah bare Jeush, and Dilan, and Kor. These are the sons of Esau, which were born unto him in the land of Canaan. And Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters and all the persons of his house and his cattle and his beasts and all his substance which he had got in the land of Canaan, and went into the country from the face of his brother Jacob. For their riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
Oh, Mount Seir.
There you go. Now, does anybody know offhand, like, I know the rock carving of Petra, is that near Mount Seir? I can't remember. Because it was featured in the third Indiana Jones movie. I'm trying to remember what the third Indiana Jones movie. So yeah, Temple Doom was the second one. It was the Last Crusade. Until this, but so yeah, they actually featured the rock carvings of Petra in that movie because you had to go there supposedly to get they use that as kind of the location to go get the Holy Grail in the movie, which the Holy Grail is actually the Shia, but they saw it over there, national folk. So they kind of explains in the modern day Esau's affinity for skyscrapers. Because if there's a civilization, they didn't really build that high if it wasn't for maybe like a special, like a ceremonious occasion, like for events. But like Esau, he likes to build stuff high, like just for daily living, like even though it's there, so. Yeah.
We need to art though
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah. It makes it
be smart for that. Like that you don't discredit them because if you see as time goes on, having your place high up like that protects you from so many different things. When people come in for war, like they have the watchman can blow the trumpet to see from far off. When you're up high, look how far you can see. It's like almost like even when you're in a plane, right? Like it seems like you can see just like
Blood.
there you go. Exactly.
Like in a little castle.
Yes.
Building a little castle.
And
There's on the nation of Esau. Okay, now back to the question. Should Amalek be the head tribe of Edom based on birthright? So, I'm talking about the head tribe of Edom, because in the modern day, they are the head tribe, whether or not it's, written down in scientific textbooks or literature, but they are the head tribe. They're the ones that own on the banking sectors, the entertainment, anything that we need in this life, Amalek has, his fingers. So, based on that question, we're going to read the answer and then read some historical facts too to help piece together. All right, who wants to get Genesis 36, 10 through 12? Go right ahead.
These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Ada, Padah, the woman of Esau, Reuel, the son of Basnath, the woman of Esau, and the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Sepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son, and she bore to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Ada, Esau's woman.
There you go. Now, based on where Amalek was born in the bloodline, would he have, just from what we all understand of how monarchy works, would he have legal claim to the throne without serious, let's say, departures of life from the line of him? So, just based on birthright, he was born in the order of not even in the actual official marriage lineage. He's just basically the product of a concubine, meaning he likely would not have ever had a chance to have a clear ruling stake as the head of the house, as the head house of Edom. Meaning, what we're going to go through in these 2 week links, we're going to kind of help to put together why in the modern day that even in Edom, they have certain sects of Edom that or tribes that don't get along with each other. And we're going to answer partially that question with why, like, specifically, like, the British Crown has a problem with modern day Russia. Or at least the ruler. Maybe not the people, at least the ruler. This is a specific reason for it. All right, so this is that ultimate link that I put. So we're just gonna mention like the first 2 or 3 minutes of this article.
fair use.
Fair use, yeah. And this is from Jerusalem Post. So I ain't making this up right there on the screen.
They ain't gonna control everything that they put out, right?
Yeah.
They definitely will control it.
All right, so you got volume up?
Just want to make sure, yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Was the Russian Revolution Jewish? 100.
Go ahead. I forgot you got the soundboard. I come from
Was the Russian Revolution Jewish? 100 years after the Bolsheviks swept to power, historians and contemporaries still struggle to understand the prominent role played by Jews. On April 9, 1917, a train pulled into a station at Thangen, a Swiss town on the German border. There was a group of 32 Russians on board, and the customs officials confiscated chocolate and sugar from them. The passengers were exceeding the legal limit on importation of goods. Then the train shuffled into Gottmedingen on the German side of the border. 2 German soldiers boarded the passenger cars and separated the Russians from the rest, moving them to second and third class berths. The Russians were an eclectic group, including 10 women and 2 children. Their names would have been known in left-wing and revolutionary circles of the time, so some traveled under aliases. On board was Karl Roddick from Lvov in what is now Ukraine, and Gregory Zinoviev and his wife, Zlata, also from Ukraine. There was the half-Armenian Georgy Safarov and his wife as well as Marxist activist Sarah Olgarovich. Gregory Yusevich from Ukraine was accompanied by his wife Elena Khan, the daughter of a Russian.
Yeah, like my hand is not even on the. They over there jiggling wire. It was like it was like, hey, but it's true, but hey, but they on I'm like, bro, like, hey.
Was the Russian Revolution Jewish? 100 years after the Bolsheviks swept up the matter, claiming 2/3 of the Chikha for a week-long journey that would end at Finland, was Karl Roddick from Lvov in what is now Ukraine, and Gregory Zinoviev and his wife, Zlata, also from Ukraine. There was the half-Armenian Georgy Safarov and his wife as well as Marxist activist Sarah Olgarovich. Gregory Yusevich from Ukraine was accompanied by his wife Elena Khan, the daughter of a Russian woman named Kasia Grinberg. The vivacious French feminist Inessa Armand sang and cracked jokes with Roddick, Rovich, and Safarov. Eventually their shouting angered the leader of the group, who poked his head into their berth and scolded them. The leader was Vladimir Lenin, and he was taking a small group by sealed train for a week-long journey that would end at Finland Station in St. Petersburg. Half a year later, Lenin and some of his cohorts would be running a new state, the Russian Soviet Republic. Some observers saw Lenin and his band as a motley group of Jewish revolutionaries. Alexander Guchkov, the Russian Minister of War in the Russian Provisional Government after Tsar Nicholas II abdicated in March 1917, told the British military attaché General Alfred Knox that the extreme element consists of Jews and imbeciles. Lenin's train had included 19 members of his Bolshevik party, several of his allies among the Mensheviks, and 6 Jewish members of the Jewish Labor Bund. Almost half the passengers on the train were Jewish. Yet history has largely forgotten them. Catherine Meredale's recent Lenin on the Train doesn't delve into the preponderance of Jews. A recent article in the New Yorker about Lenin and the Russian spark, chronicling.
There you go. So, if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, look like a duck, it's a chick, whatever. But there you go. So that's part of it. So that explains that this is shortly after or in the middle of, because World War I doesn't end until 1918. So this is 1917. The last Tsar of Russia falls. Lenin, a Malachite, comes up and takes power in Russia. Now, what we're going to see in this center people is that the House of Windsor, was related to Nicholas II, the Tsar that was ousted by Lenin. And also, he wiped out the entire family. So, we're going to read that. Lenin wiped out the Tsar Nicholas' entire family, himself and his 5 children. So, wait. So, all right, so the House of Windsor. The question I asked upon this information is just, I Googled it initially, just is the House of Windsor, are they German? And it's going to say yes. So the House of Windsor is the reigning house of the United Kingdom and the other Commonwealth realms. The house's name was inspired by the historic Windsor Castle estate. The house was founded on the 17th of July, 1917. Interesting year. And then when King George V changed the name of the royal house from a German, Saxe, Coburg, and Gothic to the English Windsor due to an anti-German sentiment during the First World War, there have been 5 British monarchs of the House of Windsor: George V, Edward VIII, George VI, Elizabeth II, and Charles III. The children and male line descendants of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, also genetically belong to the House of Oldenburg, since Philip was born by birth a member of the Habsburg branch of that house. The monarch is head of state of 15 sovereign states. These are the United Kingdom, Antigua and Barbuda, Australia, the Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Grenada, Jamaica, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Saint Kitts and Nevis. I didn't even know where that is. Saint Lucia, don't know where that is. I know that's somewhere in the Caribbean, Saint Lucia.
Yes.
And Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, the Solomon Islands, I think that's Caribbean too. And Tuvalu, as well as these separate monarchies, there are also 3 crown dependencies, 14 British overseas territories, and 2 associated states of New Zealand and 1 territory. So there we go. So there you go. That answers the question of if the Windsor family is actually Germans, which they are. So meaning they weren't even the original Brits that were on the island. They had, you can read in your own history time or go on YouTube and watch the video. But it's known that they immigrated or took up their forefather, their forebear, was the Saxe Coburg, whoever that guy was. He came over, said, "I'm going to be the crown, the head of England." Had a few battles with I think the King of France and some other guys that were in contention, and they eventually ended up winning. So there you go. So now we can see there's 2 different types of people in Europe, at least. We know there's more, but at least for the major ruling houses in the modern day, there are 2 separate different types of people. You have the descendants of Amalek that are over Russia, which really shouldn't be the ruling house of Edom, just simply because of their where they came in the birthright. They're not even in the lineage of the proper marriage, which then will send down to the kids according to their birth order. And then you have these Germans that are of some manner of royal nobility that went over, conquered an island, and then became a superpower. And then you can also see this exchange, and there's on the internet somewhere and in YouTube videos that you can see one of the, I think David David Rothschild, one of them is at a meeting with one of the crown, I think the King of England at the time or before that, and he's poking the king in the chest. You don't just go poking any king, anybody's king in the chest. But one of the Rothschild members was poking the king in the chest, and the look on the king's face is not of a joking joke, like he told a good joke. Like, do what this do. Yeah. But that kind of lets you know the power dynamic right there of who's over who. And then there's I think a quote by Amschel Rothschild that says, "I care not who makes the laws as long as I control the money supply." There you go. Now we're gonna figure out. I think let's go back to the slides before we go there. There you go. Okay. So now we're gonna go on. Who were the rest of who were the rest of the tribes of Edom? So we're gonna cover that first before we go on to the Herodians. And we can split it up so somebody want to get 10 and then go get 10, like we're gonna get 10. Split up now. Because these names are a little bit difficult if you're not Edomite. So I can understand being a little bit overwhelmed. Other than but you always got harder.
Maybe pronounce.
So start at 13. If you want to go to maybe 13 to 23 or something, and then give it to somebody else, that's fine.
And these are the sons of Ruel, Nahath, and Zerah, and Shema, and Mizah. These were the sons of Bashemath, Esau's wife. And these were the sons of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zibeon, Esau's wife. And she bare to Esau Jewish and Balaam and Korah. These were dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn of Esau, Duke Hanan, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Canaan, Duke Korah, Duke Gatan, and Duke Amalek. These are the dukes that came of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These were the sons of Adam.
Real quick. And interesting, the name Omar. I always thought that was our name. Apparently, that's not. That's anybody's name because I know I've met a lot of brothers with the name Omar.
Still Shemitic, brother.
But he's
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
but if you remember, they still gonna carry
They
stuff
should,
yeah.
because it's still Shemitic
Yeah,
people.
there's no stop
They
there.
still come from that stuff. Yeah. So they don't lose everything that comes.
My man, I wish though. I ain't gonna lie. You were there with the Malachi too, something like that. Most I ain't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
But go ahead, continue. You stopped at what was it, 16?
And these are the sons of Ruel, Esau's son, Duke Nahath, Duke Zerah, Duke Shema, Duke Mizah. These are the dukes that came of Ruel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Bashemath, Esau's wife. And these are the sons of Aholibamah, Esau's wife, Duke Jewish, Duke Jalam, Duke Korah. These were the dukes that came of Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, Esau's wife. These are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and these are their dukes. Those are the sons of Seir, the Horite, who inhabited the land, Lotan, and Shobal, and Zibeon, and Anah, and Dishon, and Ezer, and Dishon. These are the dukes of the Horites, the children of Seir in the land of Edom. And the children of Lotan were Hori and Aman, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. And the children of Shobal were these, Alvan and Manahath and Abal, Shepho and Onim. And these are the children of Zibeon, both Ajah and Anam. This was that Anam that found the mules in the wilderness as he fed the asses of Zibeon his father.
All right, pause. So, in the Sefer, instead of asses, they're talking about Yamim. And as I hit the definition, Yamim is warm springs, a mixture of animals of one species with another. So that's kind of messed up what they did in the King James. It make it seem like it's just donkeys you found in the field. But in actuality, he was just, tending to his flock, and he was like, why is there a donkey with a snake's head? And things of that nature, like,
Okay, so what you're saying, because the separate, it also said, assets as well. So you're saying that that's not precisely what it was, that they were.
yeah, they were a mixture of abominations.
Well, a mule is a mixture of a horse and a donkey. Like they look similar, but they are like different species because a mule can't have a baby like all on its own, like regular, like other animals do. Like a donkey can have a baby with another donkey, and a horse can have a baby with another horse, but mules they can't. And it says of one species, so it has to be like a bird with a bird, but a different type of bird. So like, I don't know, like how you can say, yeah, like or something like this. So that's what she's trying to explain. That like a horse with a donkey makes a mule.
We ain't about to support the what it's called atheism, whatever the theory of not theory, but relative of taking out. Tell me how evolution.
Yeah, these are.
Which you know what I mean. It's not. We're not people that come from being lizards and then all of a sudden we just be human.
No. It's the both the species. The species is the same. Like it's still of the horse, or I don't know what you would call it. You know, there's still
whatever that classification is.
yeah, scientific name for it, but yeah, they're a mix.
Mix of animals.
Yes, and it says of the same species.
Like I can see how it happened if you keep donkeys and pursues. Like sometimes they might jump the fence. Like I can see how that happened.
Yeah. Now you have a mule, and you use that mule because
It's here.
All right. So, what was Father 24?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to pick up, or you just want to finish it up? All right. Go ahead and finish it up.
The children. And the children of Anah were these: Dishon and Ohilibamah, the daughter of Anah. And these are the children of Dishon: Hemdan and Eshban and Ithran and Shalom. And the children of Ezer are these: Bilhan and Zavan and Akan. The children of Dishon are these: Uz and Aran. These are the dukes that came of the Horites: Duke Lotan, Duke Shobal, Duke Zibion, Duke Anal, Duke Dishon, Duke Ezer, Duke Dishon. These are the dukes that came of Hori, among their dukes in the land of Seir. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom, before there reigned any king over the children of Israel. And Bala, the son of Beor, reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. And Bala died, and Jobab, the son of Zerah of Bozrah, reigned in his stead. And Jobab died, and Husham of the land of Temani reigned in his stead. And Husham died, and Hadad, the son of Badad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead, and the name of his city was Aviv. And Hadad died, and Samlah of Masrekah reigned in his stead. And Samlah died, and Saul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his stead. And Saul died, and Baalhanan, the son of Akbor, reigned in his stead. And Baalhanan, the son of Akbor, died, and Hadar reigned in his stead. And the name of his city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matre, the daughter of Mezahab. And these are the names of the dukes that came of Esau according to their families, after their places, by their names: Duke Timnah, Duke Alva, Duke Japheth, Duke Aholibamah, Duke Allah, Duke Kenon, Duke Kenaz, Duke Teman, Duke Mibzar, Duke Magdiel, Duke Elam. These be the dukes of Edom, according to their habitations in the land of their possession. He is Esau, the father of the Edomites.
There you go. So now we're going to clarify who the Floridians are. I know that seems just like a bunch of names we were just missing off, but the Most High put it in the book for a reason. It's kind of help you get some references of who was who and clarification about the correct, people of the book. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go to.
Got another name in there too, Sharman and I. Deshaun.
Yeah, Deshaun.
That's my sister's middle name, actually.
Right.
So they didn't lose everything.
Yeah. All right. So now, I think I forgot which verse had the name Horidian in it. Which verse was it? It was maybe read.
I mean, I'm just looking at the whole.
I don't see Meridian.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about whole right out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and clarify right here. It is the Herodian dynasty. The Herodian dynasty was a royal dynasty of Idumean. They even put it in parentheses. I didn't put it there. Edomite descent ruling the Herodian kingdom of Judea at the latter Herodian tetrarchy as a vassal state of Rome. I do mean Rome. Yeah. The Herodian dynasty began with Herod the Great, who assumed the throne of Judea with Rome's support. So, like I said, vassal state, Rome support. It's pretty much kind of like what the U.S. does now when they put public governments of other countries. And let's see. He assumed the throne of Judea with Rome's support, bringing down the century-old Hasmonean kingdom. His kingdom lasted until the death in 4 BCE, with it was divided among his sons and daughters in a tetrarchy. It lasted about 10 years. So yeah, you can't have 4 different rulers. That's not gonna work. And then most of those tetrarchies including Judea proper, were incorporated into the Judean province from 6 CE through the limited Herodian de facto kingship continued until Agrippa the first death in 44 BC. And the nominal title of kingship continued until C 92 or 100 CE, when the last Herodian monarch, King Agrippa II, died and Rome assumed full power over the Yashar'el domain. So they kind of let them be their own little vassalship until, for whatever reason, you gotta go read on your own time. The Agrippa lineage just wasn't able to hold together, so Rome just took it over under full control instead of letting the vassalship take place. And then, okay, yeah, we'll read this part right here. During the Hasmonean ruler John Hyrcanus from 134 to 104 BCE, Judea conquered Edom, Idumea, and forced the Edomites to convert to Judaism. The Edomites were gradually integrated into the Judean nation, and some of them reached a high-ranking position. Yeah. In the days of Alexander Jannaeus, the Edomite Antipas was appointed governor of Edom. His son Antipater was a chief advisor to Hyrcanus II and managed to establish a good relationship with the Republic with the Republic Rome, who at that time in C3 BCE extended their influence over the region. Following the conquest of Syria and the invitation and civil war in Judea. So anything significant to mention here? There are different genealogies for the dynasty, depending on the source. According to Sextus Julius Africanus, Antipater's father was named Herod, and Epiphanes of Salamis writes that the Herod's father named Antipas writes that this Herod's father was named Antipas, and it is Josephus who states that Antipas fathered Antipater without further delineating his ancestry. This model is usually accepted by scholars. And Julius Caesar appointed Antipater to be procurator of Judea in 47 BCE. and Antipater appointed his sons Phasael, and Herod to be governors of Jerusalem and Galilee respectively. Antipater was murdered in 43 BCE. However, his sons managed to hold the reins of power and were elevated to the rank of tetrarchs in 41 BCE by Mark Antony. So there you go. So that there's a connection of how the Idumeans, wriggled their way into Yashar'el. But you gotta remember that Yashar'el themselves, our forefathers weren't doing what they were supposed to, so we had to do it that problem. Go ahead.
Bring in like just I was talking with Sherman coming up onto the side when you were reading that because what stands out to me is the fact that I know that when we learn in the traditional church when they talk about this they just say that King Herod was the king of the Jews, right? And they talk about Pontius Pilate and this difference between the two and what the rulership and everything was. But what they don't do is tell us that it was lawful what King Herod was. He was it was lawful for him to do this, and I'll tell you why. Because in Deuteronomy 23, it tells you that it's just to the third generation that they can't enter the congregation. Yeah. So it's not like this is a forever thing. So when people are like, oh, well, they weren't supposed to. No, actually they could. Yeah. They had a way back. There was a way back for them to come back in because it tells us. And I know people like argue over that scripture about not abhorring, don't abhor an Edomite, for he is your brother. But that's Deuteronomy 23:7. And it says, you shall not abhor an Edomite, for he is your brother. You shall not abhor a Mitzrayim, because you were a stranger in his land. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the assembly of Yahuwah in their third generation. So they weren't like, it wasn't like it was like they were breaking some laws or something. The Pharisees that came in that were Edomites and making this traditional oral laws and stuff like that they were just doing because they could get in there. Yeah. So it wasn't even like they stole it per se. Like I kind of wanted to like clear that up. It's not even necessarily that they stole. It's that they used the scriptures to be able to say, well, we can still enter because as I was saying, we're Shemitic. Yeah. Like we are Shemitic people, so we do have the right to worship this God that what I'm saying? Like if that makes sense to everybody. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but that's just what scripture says.
Well, this fulfills prophecy in Daniel. And it said when you're talking about the Antichrist, it said that he's not going to recognize God as his father.
Yeah.
Well, it coincides with what's going on in the book of Daniel. From what I see, when it's saying that the Antichrist is not going to worship the God of his father, right? So she's not off with that.
Just so we can clear that up, because a lot of people make it seem like as though they just busted in there. Like they just stole it from us, but it's really not stolen. There was their father.
Yeah, we just buried him. Yeah, they buried his father together. There you go. And now back to the slide. So there is a clarification of where Esau migrated to after he obtained all his wives as well, and then how they were able to come back into the faith, even though it wasn't done to its, desired effect in terms of how to practice the scriptures and the law, statutes, and commandments, but they still had a claim to basically be reunited into the kingdom. But Messiah still had to come to fulfill a myriad of other things. Right? Who are those that persecute the children of Yashar'el unto this day?
Every last person. All the tribes of the world.
Pretty much. But we're gonna simplify it. Let's go to Mark 3:1-6.
Okay. Mark 3.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, Mark 3:1-6. And this is what happened. And he entered again into the synagogue, and there was a man there which had a withered hand. And they watched him whether he would heal him on the Sabbath, that they might accuse him. And he said unto the man which had the withered hand, stand forth. And he said unto them, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath, or to do evil, to save life, or to kill? But they held their peace. And when he had looked round about on them with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts, he said unto the man, stretch forth your hand, and stretched it out. And his hand was restored whole as the other. And the Pharisee went forth, and straightway took counsel with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him.
There you go. So the Herodians, he clarified, are the Edomite ilk, and we know Mashiach is what you would call in the modern day, I guess, Jewish, but he was the Israelite, and because he healed a person on the Shabbat, they consider that work, which I don't know. It was somebody else that said that work. He didn't charge him. It wasn't like okay, give me 2 shekels and I'll make your hand more.
The priests worked on the Sabbath too.
Yeah.
They had to.
Slaughtering animals.
Yeah, like I mean that's work.
That's not a place with junk.
That's not. And Mashiach didn't have to do sweat to.
No, he spoke it and it was done. Yeah.
Yeah, they just sit there watching. They just sit there watching.
They're just watching. Yeah, exactly.
But still, I mean, he did reference the oxen being
You made it suction, yeah.
the ditch thing, not put it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you don't wait till Sunday. You did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're on stuff,
you're gonna pull it out. Right. You gotta say it, brother. You're gonna help the brother out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so when he asked him, get killed on this Shabbat, so now you're going back into the Maccabees, right?
Yeah.
So he's bringing everything full circle. But if you don't know about the Maccabean War and that, you completely lost what we're talking about.
Yeah, and they took that part out. That's why, like, we're gonna get to the Maccabees for those who are watching this later. Yeah, eventually. The Most High restore the place. But eventually when we get there, you'll see. But like Maccabees is a major part of what they took out, and a good reason, not good reason, but the main reason they took it out because there's some segments in there about rising up instead of just taking your oppressors with. So that's why they took it out. But among other things, that's a big part of it.
No.
Now we're gonna move on to the last link, which is I've already got pulled up. It is the scriptural unmasking of Esau. So we're just gonna watch 7 minutes from 8. We said from 8, the 8-minute mark to like 17-minute mark or something like that. So like 9 minutes. That's all it is. Fair use.
That's our brother. Fair use.
Fair use. Fair use. We're not trying to make no money. We're just trying to educate.
Mix his seed throughout the earth, hiding in plain sight in every nation.
Go back a little bit because Benayah was saying.
And according to prophecy and DNA, we know that Esau would go on to mix his seed throughout the earth, hiding in plain sight in every nation. In order to find Esau today, we need to look at the various names used throughout the Bible to identify Esau, such as Edom, or by the names of his descendants. Genesis chapter 25, verse 30 reads, And Esau said unto Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. Esau was also called by the title Duke. In fact, he was the very first to carry that title. Genesis chapter 36, verse 15 reads, These were the dukes of the sons of Esau, the sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn son of Esau, Duke Teman, Duke Omar, Duke Zepho, Duke Kenaz. Notable dukes were Zepho, who conquered Kittim, which is Greece, and Amalek, father of the Amalekites. Yashar'el, chapter 64, verse 25 reads, And Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, king of Kittim, or Greece. Yashar'el, chapter 90, verse 30 reads, Edom became one kingdom with the children of Kittim all the days. The dukes of Esau mixed themselves with the seed of Japhet in Greece. Two nations mixed together under one kingdom called Greece. Not only did Esau's dukes live in Greece, they also lived in Basra, in Mount Seir. It's here we find Esau mixing his seed with a mysterious people. You see, in Mount Seir, there were things or beings referred to in the Bible as giants or Nephilim. They were given the following names in the Bible. The Rephaim, which is Strong's 87497, which means, paradoxically, it could mean dead or ghost. The Zuzim, Strong's 82104, meaning moving beast. The Emim, Strong's 8368, means terrors. Or the Horim, which is the Horites, Strong's 82752, means cave dwellers, whom Esau mixed his seed with. These beings lived in Mount Seir, not descendants from Noah. Then the question would be, if they're not descendants from Noah, then whose seed are they? Who else had a seed upon the earth other than Noah? Genesis chapter 3, verse 14 reads, And Yah said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Regarding Genesis chapter 3, we see that Eve has a literal physical seed, and therefore the serpent would also have a literal physical seed as well. You see, Esau mixed himself with a mysterious group called the Horites in Mount Seir. The word Horite means cave dwellers, and the word Seir means hairy and shaggy. Esau mixed his seed with the people we would call today cavemen. And scientists refer to cavemen as Neanderthals. Traits such as long, shaggy hair, pale skin are traits passed down by the Neanderthals to humans. It's a scientific fact that humans and Neanderthals interbred first in the area called the Middle East today. Genesis chapter 36, verse 19 reads, "These are the sons of Esau, who is Edom, and these are their dukes. These are the sons of Seir, the Horite, who inhabited the land, Lotan, and Shobal, and Zebion, and Anah, and Dishon, and Ezer, and Dishon. These are the dukes of the Horites, the children of Seir, in the land of Edom." Jeremiah 49, verse 10 reads, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." Just like the Horites, Esau began living in caves in the cliffs of the rock. Esau's seed was indeed spoiled. His seed mixed with Horite, cavemen, along with other races of men upon the earth. Ironically, scientists also confirmed mixing between Neanderthals and humans first occurred in the Middle East. They also confirmed pale skin, red and blonde hair came as a result of mixing with Neanderthals. If so, then where did Esau's red hair come from? Neanderthals were red and hairy, and Esau was red and hairy. Genesis chapter 25, verse 25 reads, "And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau." According to scientific studies, DNA mutations for blonde or red hair were not found in ancient Europe before the Bronze Age. The article goes on to state, and I quote, "It seems that fair skin and blonde or red hair were originally passed on to Homo sapiens in the Middle East or Central Asia, rather than in Europe." End quote. All right. Well, let's review. Esau sold his blessing for a bowl of soup. He became the enemy of Yisrael and the Most High-Yah, and he was the first dukes upon the earth. And last but not least, he mixed his seed with Horite cavemen at Mount Seir. Again, a people who don't descend from Noah, which implies Horites descend from the seed of the serpent. The Nephilim, also referred to as the giants, also referred to as the Raphaim, which can paradoxically mean dead or ghost-like, a wraith, or the Zuzim, which means roving beast, or the Emim, which means terrors. All of these Nephilim lived in the area of Mount Seir, alongside the Horim, or the Horites, south of the Dead Sea. Esau's descendants who fled into Greece.
There you go.
That's great. That was scary.
Yeah. So now he said it means. Oh, you got the who got the where's the other mic?
Oh, right there. I'm going to say too.
Oh, okay.
If you look at Islam, right, you look at Muhammad.
Yeah.
Muhammad was described as a man with red hair also.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're right. That's what popped in my head as soon as he said that. Like it wasn't a common genetic trait until that point in history, which also confirms that, like we've already said it in past lessons before, that most of the earth was melanated. Before that point in history, most of the earth was melanated. And even now, you can do your own research that there are Chinese emperors that are buried in mounds in China that have, and some of them have been allowed to be dug up, and they've discovered that they've had red hair.
Red hair, about people going there.
For real. Yeah, and if they were African too, because from what I understand, the description that's given for Esau, yeah, they talk about the red and stuff like this, but the description is the same description that was given for David, which was ruddy.
Right.
So we can't say that like he was just like he was born with pale red skin because now that lays the stake and the claim of people saying that King David was white skin or pale skin, and we know that's not true. Right. So he was ruddy. Like we see horses that are that color, cows are ruddy. Like we see that color, right?
Oh, Southern.
Yeah, ruddy.
Yeah.
Ruddy is that undertone of red that comes out.
I got a ruddy skin. I'll be honest, too, that's tribes in Africa
Yes.
that have never even been colonized, but they got like blonde hair and some of blue eyes. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You seen this too.
So it's coming from it's definitely coming from somewhere. They may have not all originally started this way, but somehow, some way. Exactly. No, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Like descends, like Africa,
Right.
Africa.
Yeah.
That's like the claim that it started in Africa and then people spread out, evolutionary, whatever, that's where stuff started to change.
Yeah. And we know just through just going over scripture that
He's got a
Adam was the first Israelite. He was going to colloquially called an Israelite, because he was the very first person. But we know Adam was the Israelite because he thought Cain and Abel were first fruit. So that definitely means you're Israelite. So there you go. And you said we were the first people, and then everybody else started benefiting from our fathers. I messed up, so everybody else got the Bible.
That's why sometimes down their line, they'll all of a sudden just have somebody. That's why. That's why down their line, sometimes they'll just have somebody that comes out really brown and they don't understand like where did that come from because they have children that like the grandparents are all the same color and everybody, and then all of a sudden you have this child that comes out that has super curly hair, that has, brown, more brown skin, and they don't know where that came from. They say they don't know where it came from because it's been so long since they saw somebody that comes out looking like this. But there's literally a story of a lady named, I can't remember. They made a movie about her called Skin, and she was South African, and both of her parents were what you would consider Afrikaans or white. Yeah. But she was brown. I'm talking like brown with an afro, and they were accusing, saying that those were her parents, but they did a test. And those were both her parents. Her dad was extremely racist, but the mom wasn't. So every time the mom was having children, she was having children that came out with this melanated, like looking skin. And so they had to go to court to explain. Like they went through all this stuff. This is apartheid. So they went through all this stuff trying to explain that no, she's Afrikaans. Like no, she's white. No, she should be able to have the same rights as these white children. She should go to their school. She should do this. That's not busy. Yeah, exactly. But they're saying this because they're saying that we, even though they're a minority, they're ruling class at that point, and so they're like pushing and saying, but she will never fit in. So she ended up becoming reclassed. Oh wow! Yes, they reclassed her and being an African or black. And so then she was able to have legitimate, because her children were by someone who was black. Because that's where she fit in. Because the other ones treated her horribly because they said, you're black, you're this, and all of these things. So it happens. It happened. That's why they're so particular about the whole one drop and all that stuff, because they know that somewhere. It's like no, like
does she look a little dark to you? Like dark that big wall. It's not very dark.
It's like was that movie like Free State of Jones or something, I think? Where like the descendant, one of the descendants, like this was a white, like this looked like a white dude. Very just like born like no kids, this was such a black. like, it was crazy because it was like, this, y'all serious? Like, as far as I'm concerned,
He was in court for that. Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's also just crazy, ironic, like, if the dad in the story was like racist, then his kids come out looking like that, they're still, that's just, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I can be racist in South Africa. It doesn't even make sense. Go back to England.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's
Or actually bounce here.
Go all the way now. Go back to Europe.
Yeah.
Go all the way there.
All the way back. No. When you talk about this was the Spain song? The Spain song? What's the name of the peninsula that Spain is on? The But it's like, yeah, I'm the Spain go earth, east on east. Early east. Then you get to some mountains.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
That's audacity. The audacity, I know.
and like with us, like even if we may not necessarily like, girl, you married him, or bro, you married her. If she's of another nation, as long as you know they're agreeable, it's like it might be some awkwardness at first, but even if they're not the truth, usually it's like, all right, you with us, come on.
Just come on, you gotta come on. You better keep these law, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah. And what was it? Like I said, like I told you about the interesting conversation I had with my in-laws, and what was it? Like I said, Kai's half brother, is married to a Turkish woman. I was like, welcome to the family. That's all I said. Welcome to the family. Like, I was like, and I told her, I was like, you were willing to take on our plight. She's like, well, no, he just explained to me the Bible really well, and that's why I married him. I was like, exactly. That's our responsibility. That's our responsibility, because he broke down some spiritual to her, and they ended up dating and then getting married. I was like, y'all don't even know it, but he just executed a commandment that is a charge that's given to us. I was probably thought he was. Well. So, yeah.
I'll talk about the ones outside of this, you know what I'm saying? The ones outside of this, they be like, okay.
Wow. So what? Yeah, like that.
I'm telling you, man.
So something lit a fire in her, and maybe it's because that interaction was going to take place between the two of you guys, and the Most High, he has mercy on who he wants to have mercy on. So you never know why.
Because he was going to meet Corey.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But he was like, whoa, he was like, okay.
40 years in the making, almost 39. But okay, so you may have a good little side story, but let's go ahead and get y'all a theme. I know it's been a while, but y'all should know this. This is y'all history. It's not that hard.
I'm about to say, this is y'all. This is
yeah, like
we be talking at top level just.
Okay. Well, here we go. Let's go ahead and get them out the way. We're gonna do both of them together all at once. So starting off with Ecclesiastes 1, 2, 3. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Elohim and guard his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Elohim shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. And 1, 2, 3. Here is the patience of the Kodeshim. Here are they and guard the commandments of Yahuwah and the belief of Yahusha. There you go. You can't have one without the other. Yeah. Very good.
Oh, but y'all fell a creek on the
You put that seat talk to you later. I didn't have a screen for it, so